Visions of Mana has the potential to satisfy both fans and players new to the series, or even the JRPG genre as a whole. It's a party-based action RPG with fast-paced, real-time combat and a ton of playstyle options. But first off, the story. Spoiler-free of course. Val is the main protagonist, a pretty chill guy from the Fire Village. Now every 4 years, this magical being called the Fairy shows up and picks someone to be an elm. The elms have to trek to the Tree of Mana to keep the world's mana flowing. It's a pretty big deal. And this is where it gets interesting for this title. There's this girl called Hinna, basically Val's childhood friend. She's the one who gets chosen as the elm. An elm needs a soul guard, and our main protagonist Val takes this role of course. And from there, they set off on this journey together. But it's not just you and Hinna. As you continue adventuring, you will meet various characters that can join your party. Each character brings something unique to the table, both in terms of story and gameplay, and you can swap between them on the fly. Hinna is basically the only character that you cannot directly control, so that leaves Val, Karina, who acts as an area of effect damage dealer, and support class, Morley, who specializes in close range combat, Palamina, your high DPS magic dealer, and that guy, whose name I cannot pronounce, but he's basically your party healer. Ultimately, you can have up to 3 people in your party at a time. For battles, the game brings back the classic ring menu. It pauses the action, so you can plan your moves, but you can also set up shortcuts. One of the coolest features are probably the elemental vessels. These are artifacts that let you use elemental powers, either for puzzles, reaching new areas, or you can equip them to a character, which then allows them to change their class. These vessels can be equipped to any character, and each has their own corresponding classes and costumes. Needless to say, this opens up a tremendous potential for experimentation. The elemental plot is the heart of the system. This gives you a good overview of the attunement and elemental vessel progress for each character. Now the game world itself is not completely seamless open world, but instead semi-open world, as in there are large maps that you can explore, but they are separated. With the elemental vessels being integrated into the exploration as well, there will likely be a ton of secrets that you can trigger with them. This also makes it worth it to revisit places, because areas that were previously inaccessible may not be as inaccessible anymore. Visions of Mana has, as far as I have experienced, nailed their controls. It feels smooth, responsive, and the shortcut system for abilities and items is user-friendly. The AI of your companions has historically been a weak point in past games. It's definitely improved here, at least in the section that was accessible. Hopefully it does hold up throughout the entire game. If you think your time was respected, then a like is appreciated.